Good evening, everyone. My name is Melissa Reyes, and I'm a parent leader with Innovate Public Schools and one of the founding parents for Promise Academy School. I will be chairing this meeting along with Molly Castillo. And first off, thank you so much for coming this evening. We're so excited to see so many people here, and our job tonight as your chairs is to make sure we stay on time and we keep to our agenda. We're here tonight to share our deep concerns and great hopes for our city and our children. We're so grateful to have our elected officials with us this evening. Thank you for your courage, your public service, your dedication, and your hard work.
Good evening. My name is Molly Castillo. Tonight we will be sharing our experience as parents with our school system, as well as what we have learned about the education system. Most importantly, we will be putting forth a vision and a proposal for a new, amazing public school in downtown San Jose.
We have worked hard as volunteers to put this event together. For the past 8 months, we have been organizing parents and community members in downtown San Jose in order to understand what kind of school will best serve our families in this community and to create the parent power we think is necessary to make this change. Everyone should have a copy of our agenda for tonight's meeting. As you can see, this is not an open forum. We have a planned agenda, and our parent team has spent weeks preparing for the different parts of the agenda. We ask that everyone here tonight respects our agenda and each other. We are all here because we want world-class education options for our kids, and we believe that tonight we will get a chance to learn about the opportunity to make that happen right now. Our hope is all of you will join us in our work going forward. We need everyone to make this dream a reality. If you're here tonight to support a vision of great schools for all of our children, please stand and applaud your support. Thank you so much. You can be seated.
Now, just a little about the rules this evening. First, please refrain from using your cell phones during the meeting. Second, I'm going to ask that we all please express the utmost respect to our guests and speakers tonight. Clapping is great, but please no signs of disrespect. We want to hear good answers to our questions, but most importantly, we will be fair and respectful to our guests and all the people who have worked hard to put on this meeting. We do not expect that everyone in this room will agree on everything, but we insist that our meeting be conducted with dignity, respect, and civility. Finally, we have a timekeeper sitting in the front row to help us stay on our agenda. Her name is Tanita. Wave, Tanita. When you see her hold up the yellow card, it means you have 30 seconds left. When you see the red card, your time is up. We only have 1 hour and 20 minutes, so we ask everyone's cooperation in keeping to the agenda so we can end on time. All of our guests on stage have all seen the agenda and questions ahead of time, so there are no surprises. A few people have prepared testimonies to share, but we will have time for people to speak we will not have time for people to speak who are not already on the agenda. Some of our guests may be available after the meeting if you would like to ask questions or share your comments. At the registration table, there is also a comments, questions, and testimonies box. We will be collecting them and sharing them with our guests as part of the follow-up over the next few weeks. Thank you for your cooperation. As a mother of a 5-year-old, I got involved with Promise Academy and Innovate because I want the best education for my child. Melissa and I are proud to be working hard together with a team of parents who have similar hopes for their children and similar frustrations with the current school system. I want to recognize the team of parents that is up here with Melissa and me. These are the volunteers who have put in many hours to make this event happen and to launch Promise Academy. We are very proud of their work so far. Next, thank you. I wish to recognize and thank our guests who are here tonight and participating on stage. Trustee Joe DeSalvo from the Santa Clara County Board of Education. Trustee Grace Ma from Santa Clara County Board of Education. And Trustee Darcy Green from the Santa Clara County Board of Education. I'd also like to recognize the other public officials in the room. We have Gabriela Soto Galvin, Council Assistant from the Council Member Raul Perez's office. We also invited all the San Jose Unified Board members to attend this event. As you can see, none of them are in attendance, unfortunately. We are disappointed that members of the San Jose Unified Board will not be able to respond to our concerns tonight, but we will continue to follow up with them after the event. To our county board members that are here with us, thank you for being here. We appreciate your willingness to hear from us and are hopeful for your support. Now I would like to introduce Father Walter, pastor of Sacred Heart of Jesus Church, to offer our reflection.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this event. As you may know, Sacred Heart and the Diocese of San Jose has been always involved with the education in our community. Father Mateo Shiri, he has been an important person in the area to begin with new schools. Our school of Sacred Heart was closed for many years, and so he was with the Jesuits of Santa Clara, to the one helping to have our school back working after so many years to be closed. And he was also being influential in other schools in the area, like Rocket Ship, like DCP, and many other projects, and with many other non-profits working. I don't know how he did it, but he was doing all kind of things. I don't know where he has all the time and the energy to do it. I'm just trying to catch up with all the projects that he began to, with all the schools and all the non-profits working with Sacred Heart. But he did an amazing job about education. And one of the many things, the great things that he has done, it was to get a scholarship from Santa Clara University for our community. So every year we receive a scholarship for 4 years to Santa Clara University. And it's a great blessing, and so it was something that he began when he was a pastor at Sacred Heart. But something that we realized, and it's just an example of how we need to work all together for a better education, is that we realize that we don't have enough youth from our community who can really be accepted in the university. We don't have enough youth to be in the universities or studying not only in Santa Clara but in any university. And so we realized that so we have to work more in our community so that we can have our children, our youth, to receive a better education. So my invitation is, as we have done many great projects and many good things, to continue to work together, as parents, as leaders in the community, as members working in the offices, so that we can work together instead of dividing, to work together, because education is a gift, and it's a gift that our children and our youth need. So I will pray for all of you so that you can continue with the great work and with the great future that we are planning for our children and our youth. God bless you all.
Thank you, Pastor Walter. Now I'd like to introduce Devasai Teklamariam to give an Innovate credential.
Hi, my name is Devasai Teklamariam. I grew up in San Jose and went to San Jose Public School. I don't feel that I got a very good education and was not prepared for college. I now have 2 kids in San Jose Public School, and I want a better opportunity for them and other kids in my community. I'm very excited about Promise Academy because it will give our kids an opportunity to succeed. The strong focus on science and engineering and the partnership with the Tech Museum will help them prepare for the future. Innovate Public Schools is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to build the parent and community demand for world-class public schools and to support the growth of these schools, particularly for low-income students, students of color, and special needs students. Innovate does this by training parents in the tools of community organizing, publishing easy-to-understand school quality and data and research. and training school leaders for both district and charter schools to create a world-class public school in our communities. As a volunteer parent leader with Innovate, we recently formed a San Jose parent group to empower and organize parents to advocate for a better education for all children. Our first effort was a parent group to support and design the approval of a new charter school called Promise Academy in San Jose Unified. Promise Academy is being supported by Innovate Public Schools, but it is a separate nonprofit organization. We hope the school will be able to open in the fall of 2018.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adelita Gomez, and I'm a leader with Innovate Public Schools parent organization here in San Jose. I've lived in San Jose since I was 2 years old, more than 30 years, and today I come to you as a parent of 2 children in the downtown area who wants to see better schools for my children. Before we begin, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I became involved with Innovate Public Schools and Promise Academy. I first joined the group because what I was looking for my children didn't exist. Being involved with other parents has shown me how to be more active in the community to create better options. And it has shown me that there are other people out there just as interested and willing to work just as hard to get those options created. We engaged in the organizing process and met with public officials in what we call research meetings. As a result of the research meetings, I learned that there are people that run with the talk of a promise of what's doing best for all kids. And then there are people who do want to do what's genuinely best for kids. Before getting involved with Innovate Public Schools and Promise Academy, I didn't know how many people would work against parents to stop a potentially very good school. The most memorable experience for me was when we got our hearing for Promise Academy, a school that we worked hard to create. And I saw us parents raising our voices to not be silenced in order to get our hearing. It's us parents who have been coordinating the research meetings and asking questions about our educational system. This evening, I'd like to talk to you about the achievement gap in the downtown area of San Jose and why supporting new high-performing schools is so important in our community today. First, let's look at the problem that brings us all here today. We have a big achievement gap in our district, especially in downtown San Jose. Not enough of our students are being prepared for college. Traditional district schools in downtown San Jose are failing our children. Let's look at the data. In the downtown San Jose area, there are 5 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. As you see, schools in downtown San Jose are doing way worse than the state average for all students. The schools are doing even worse for Latinos. This achievement gap has been around for years. It's something that has been accepted as normal for far too long in our community. We know it doesn't have to be this way. As the graph shows, downtown schools have been underperforming for years. The trend of data does not offer much hope of change. Over the past 7 years, we see very little improvement in both English and math. That's 7 years. That's more than the entire time a child spends in elementary school. How much longer do families have to wait for change? Unfortunately, this problem is not limited to just our neighborhood. We also have a major achievement gap throughout Santa Clara County, and this is not okay. Parents have been organizing on this issue in San Jose in the last 10 years, and because of their efforts, in 2011, our County Board of Education helped launch a countywide initiative to close the achievement gap. It was called the San Jose 2020 Initiative, and it was a collaborative effort between the City of San Jose, the Santa Clara County Office of Education, school districts, charter schools, and other nonprofits. The goal was to close the achievement gap by 2020. Because of this initiative, the County Board of Education took bold action to approve many more high-performing new charter schools based on their successful result in closing the achievement gap in our region. The board also made progress in increasing early learning opportunities in our region so that students do not start school already behind. We want to thank the County Board, including the trustees here tonight, for their courage and commitment to taking action on this issue and responding to parent demand for more quality schools. We want to urge the County Board, the City of San Jose, and all districts to renew their efforts to work together to close the achievement gap in our region. While some progress has been made, the data shows that we still have a long way to go. Our kids cannot afford to wait any longer. If you are a San Jose parent and you're concerned about these statistics, please stand up. You're not alone. We're in this struggle together. Thank you. You can be seated. We have a right to demand better schools for our kids, and that's what we're doing tonight. Excuse me. So what are the consequences of this achievement gap? What does it mean for our families? Unfortunately, it means that too many of our kids are not on track to get good high-paying jobs in the tech industry. In the top 10 largest Silicon Valley companies, Latino and Black workers are hugely underrepresented. Our kids are being left out. In 2014, African Americans made up only 2% of the high-tech workforce, and Latinos made up only 6% of that workforce, even though those two groups make up about 30% of the population in Santa Clara County. Whites and Asians make up 90% of the tech workforce in our region. As a parent, I find this data very upsetting. We need to do more as a community to prepare our children to be leaders in these high-tech fields. As parents, we want to change this trend. To us, making sure our children get a college education means a better job and making more money. It means our kids will be able to afford to live here in the place where they grew up near their families. It means a better life. Our question tonight is simple. Why don't we have amazing schools for our kids in the downtown area? Over the past 8 months, our group of parent leaders have been working with Dr. Anthony Johnson, founder of Promise Academy, to answer this question and to create a better school together. Our group is made up of very diverse parents, but we came together with one vision: to have a better school in our community for all our children. We've met with dozens of public officials and stakeholders to learn about our education system in San Jose. We learned about why it struggles to adequately support Black and Latino students and what is needed. We met with many of our elected officials from the San Jose Unified School District, the City of San Jose, the Santa Clara County Board of Education. And here is what we learned. A, downtown San Jose schools are failing Black and Latino students. B, they've been failing them for decades with little improvement. And C, there are models of excellent world-class schools that have a track record of success with underserved students. In our county, there are examples of schools that are doing things differently and getting great results for students of color and low-income students. It is possible to get more of our students on track for college, but we need schools that do things differently. Unfortunately, in our research process, we also learned that the district does not currently have a comprehensive plan for how to make sure our downtown schools get dramatically better results in the next few years. We're clear that we need a better education option for our kids in order to begin preparing them today for jobs in the tech industry. We understand that our local district is working hard to improve this situation, and we know that educators chose their profession due to their passion for children. We thank them for their effort and recognize that each individual is doing their best to make a difference. But we also know that we need better schools now. Our kids can't wait decades with the hope that the district might improve. That's why we're working hard to bring Promise Academy to downtown San Jose. We believe that Promise Academy will prepare our students for college, and we're supporting it because it will offer our students a path to the tech jobs of the future. In addition, it'll be the only school in the area to offer a TK through 12th grade model so students and families can build relationships with teachers and school staff throughout their entire school journey. Promise Academy will also have a small family-like environment, and as a parent, I'm also very excited Promise Academy will have a partnership with the Tech Museum of Innovation. The Tech will provide training and technology to Promise Academy staff so the students will have hand-on experiences with science and technology. I also love the motto of Promise Academy, that Promise Academy is preparing students to change the world. We're here tonight to make sure Promise Academy gets the support it needs to open in fall 2018. Getting a new school approved is a complex and political process. At registration, you were given a handout that describes the process for how a vision becomes a school. As you see, you always start at the local school district, and in our case, that's San Jose Unified. where we have 5 elected board members to guide this process. To even begin to apply for your charter school, you need to submit a petition and show meaningful interest from 50% of the teachers needed to staff the school, or 50% of the parents who will send their kids. We submitted 300 signatures to the San Jose Unified School District, well over the 105 we needed. Even though state law encourages districts to support new innovative charter schools, districts often do not give charter proposals a fair and transparent review process. That's exactly what's happening to us with San Jose Unified School District right now. You'll hear more about this later. In order to get your charter school approved, you turn in your charter and necessary signatures to show meaningful interest. That initiates your hearing. Once the hearing is completed, you're guaranteed a vote within 30 days. Unfortunately, San Jose Unified has recently gone against this legally defined procedure and tried to deny charter petitioners their right to a hearing by invalidating their signatures. Without a hearing, we don't get a vote, and without a vote, we do not have a fair process to make our case or appeal. Not only would this take away our chance for a school, but also our voice and our rights under state law. We're here tonight to get our voice back. We deserve a fair and transparent charter process at San Jose Unified, and we expect a vote by the district next Thursday, June 1st, and we hope you all will join us for that vote. If the San Jose Unified Board votes no on Promise Academy, we'll then appeal to the County Board of Education, which is why we need the support of our County Board trustees who are here tonight. We would expect to have a hearing and a vote at the county this summer, so no matter what happens at the local district level, we'll keep fighting until we open the school. If you believe we need to keep pushing until we have a world-class school in downtown San Jose, raise your hand. Now raise your voice so we can be heard. Thank you so much. As a parent in the downtown area and a mother of 2, I hope that the elected officials in this room will see the urgent need that our children have for better educational options in our community and to commit to listen to parent voices. Affluent parents in this community already have school options. We need more school options for parents who have limited resources. We all deserve a choice of a high-quality public school in our neighborhood. Getting to the school will take all of us working together. I hope that all of you will join us on June 1st at the San Jose Unified Board meeting to tell the district that we need Promise Academy now. Thank you. It's now my great pleasure to introduce the founder of Promise Academy, Dr. Anthony Johnson. Dr. Johnson, please take a few minutes to tell us about yourself, Promise Academy, and your commitment to serving our children.
Well, first and foremost, thank you all for being here tonight. I know we have incredible parent leaders in here, and we also have an incredible community that's come out to support a great educational option for all of our children. So my name is Dr. Anthony Johnson, and a part of telling a little bit about myself is telling a little story. I was born and raised in an impoverished area, and I was raised mostly by my grandparents, and they were really concerned about me being a good person. My grandfather was a deacon at the church, and that was pretty much my week, there multiple evenings. And I appreciate that. They didn't know much about the schools and the quality of the schools, and so I kind of floated through school. And it wasn't until the 11th grade when a teacher pulled me aside, and she showed me my work, and she showed me the work of others. And she told me that I should be in advanced placement classes. And I didn't want to. I only had 2 classes left to graduate, and I did not want to challenge myself in that way. But over the summer, she changed my schedule, and she put me in advanced placement classes, and without my knowledge. And I'm forever grateful for that because she changed my trajectory. She showed me potential, and she believed in me in a way that I didn't believe in myself. And because of that, I'm sure that's why I made my way back to education. I started my career about 12 years ago as a teacher, and after about 3 or 4 years of teaching English language development to students who are learning English as a second language, I moved into administration. I was a part of a team that went into a high school that was underperforming, and we turned that school around in 3 years. We went from a mid-600 API to an 800 API in the state of California. I was then blessed to have the opportunity to found a large comprehensive tech high school with an amazing staff of about 100 dedicated people and some amazing families. And we did that with success as well. And I moved to the Bay Area about a year ago, and about 9 months ago, I met a small group of parents who were in this room, and we started talking about things. We met in their living rooms, we met at coffee shops, we had bi-weekly meetings at libraries, and they told me their dreams for their children. They told me what they expected of their children, and we talked about the potential to prepare our kids to change the world. Not just get to college, that wasn't enough. And with the partnership with the Tech Museum, we saw a way to do that. And I'm just so grateful for having had the opportunity to work with these families, because inevitably when you hear someone's story, it changes you. And because of that, I think what we have in Promise Academy, I know what we have in Promise Academy is a way to personalize education for kids, a way to keep a small family feel, and a way to make sure that we have a longer runway with children so that we can ensure that no matter what challenges they face, whether they have a disability, whether they speak English as a second language, we can get them to a point to where they are ready for college, they are ready to power through college as a self-directed learner, and they're ready to change the world. This is where it should start. It should start with the voices of parents. So many times we overlook the voices of parents, and their voices are the most important, simply because they're the experts on their children. We have degrees, we have all this information, but until you know what makes a kid tick, then it's very hard to reach them. And I think that's where we fall short sometimes. But with Promise Academy being founded by parents and for the students in our community, we hope to be a proof point of what's possible for kids, no matter their background or their challenges. And we hope to share and be partners with other schools in our community. And I just want to thank you all for being here tonight. And I want to thank the parents in this room for changing me, for influencing me. And I'm forever grateful for it. And I'm forever committed to Promise Academy and what we're doing for kids here in downtown San Jose. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anthony Johnson. Now I'd like to invite 3 people sharing testimonies to come forward and stand by the microphone. Yolanda, Elvira, and Julie will be presenting their testimonies.
Good evening, my name is Yolanda Bernal Samano, and I'm a parent leader with Promise Academy, and I have 2 sons, Abram and Marco, ages 4 and 1. I was born, raised, and still reside on 19th and Santa Clara in the heart of downtown San Jose. I attended Olander, Castillero, Lincoln, San Jose State for my undergraduate and graduate degree, and I'm proud to say that I fulfilled my parents' dream, the one that meant that I was an educated professional, was better prepared, and I had better opportunity. And I want the same for my sons, and I want the same for my parent leader and parent sons and daughters as well. As we embarked on my son's educational journey in the same neighborhood that I grew up in, I've noticed that our home school, Olander, is still underperforming and has been for years. We're talking 25 years later. The English scores of low-income students at that school are below state average. The mathematics scores are 3 times lower than their district counterparts. The school does not instill any confidence that my child will have a high-quality education. Many, if not all, schools in the downtown area are not meeting academic standards. After review of those reports, my husband and I decided to enroll my first child in a private preschool, which put a huge financial burden on our family. But our child has flourished and amazes us week by week. But we know that we can't pay for this kind of education year after year. I would love to send my son to Olander, a school that I attended myself 25 years ago. But I'm not willing to put his educational journey at risk. We want our children to have better opportunity and a strong educational foundation. My family, like the 300 others that signed the petition, are looking for a better choice, to have better opportunities than their parents had. We strongly believe that this is Promise Academy. We know Promise Academy will lay the educational foundation for our kids to be successful in the Silicon Valley. Our kids are the future, and the future for us is Promise Academy.
Thank you, Yolanda. We'll now hear from Elvira Serna.
todos por estar aquí esta tarde. Mi nombre es Edelmira Serna.
Hello, I'm the interpreter, so she's gonna start again. Sorry about that.
Hola y gracias a todos por estar aquí esta tarde.
Hello, and thank you all for being here this afternoon.
Mi nombre es Edelmira Serna y soy una mamá líder.
My name is Eldemira Serna, and I am a parent leader.
Estoy aquí enfrente de ustedes porque nunca pensé de que podíamos hacer cambios drásticos en nuestras escuelas.
I am here in front of you because I never thought that we could do drastic changes in our schools.
Yo crecí en Michoacán, México, y tristemente nunca pude ir a la escuela. Esto me ha motivado para poder empujar a mis hijos a que salgan adelante.
I grew up in Michoacán, Mexico, and sadly I never got to go to school. This motivates me to be able to push my children forward.
En México no tenemos todas las mismas oportunidades y aquí supuestamente sí, pero lo que veo es que nuestros hijos siguen en escuelas que les fallan académicamente.
In Mexico, we do not have the same opportunities that we have here. What I see is that our children are still in schools that fail them academically.
Este año recibí una carta de la escuela de mis hijos donde decía que la escuela es título 1. La escuela a la que me refiero está en el centro de San José.
This year, I received a letter from my children's school saying that the school is Title I. The school I'm referring to is downtown in San Jose.
Esto de título 1 supuestamente quiere decir de que el Departamento de Educación de California les da más dinero a las escuelas con altos porcentajes de niños que vienen de familias de bajos ingresos para asegurarse que nuestros hijos puedan cumplir con los estándares académicos del Estado.
This Title I supposedly means that the California Department of Education gives more money to schools with high percentages of children from low-income families to ensure that our children can meet state academic standards.
Me pregunto, ¿existe una buena educación en el centro de San José para mis hijos?
I wonder and I ask myself if there's a good education in downtown San Jose for our children.
Cuando el distrito nos manda una carta diciendo que desafortunadamente nuestras escuelas en el centro no están rindiendo académicamente, también mandan opciones de otras escuelas para inscribir a nuestros hijos y es irónico, esas otras escuelas también están bajas en nivel académico.
When the district sends us letters saying that unfortunately our schools in downtown San Jose is not performing academically well, they also send other options of other schools to enroll our children, and it's ironic, those other options are also low-performing schools.
Por eso yo estoy aquí por primera vez hablando en frente de tanta gente, para que se pueda aprobar Promise Academy. Yo creo en Promise Academy.
That's why I am here for the first time speaking in front of so many people so that we can approve Promise Academy. I believe in Promise Academy.
Y en nuestro fuerte grupo de padres organizados.
And I believe in our strong group organized parents.
Yo no me voy a dar por vencida, porque mis esfuerzos son para mis hijos y los hijos de ustedes.
I am not going to give up because my efforts are for my children and for your children.
Seguiremos adelante.
Let's keep moving forward.
Thank you, Edelmira. Now we're going to hear from the very brave Julie Checkham.
Good evening, everyone. and good evening to the trustee. My name is Julie Chacom. I'm a parent leader with Innovate and Promise Academy. I have one son who is 3.5 years old. Over the past 8 months, I have been involved with our parent leaders team and have seen us go through many obstacles. I want Promise Academy to open even more now than when I first started. I'm an immigrant. I came to this country after escaping 2 wars in Cambodia. And I always believed that getting to America would fulfill every dream I had for myself and my family. And that has been true for many things, but not with my education. All I want is a good school for my children. I did not think this was an unreasonable ask, but we have been getting so much pushback and facing so many challenges. Especially, I hear teachers, yes, you heard me right, teachers, resisting this opportunity for my son. I feel like I am facing another army. I never thought teachers would be in that army against us. A few weeks ago, parents heard that San Jose Unified School District has been challenging charter schools from getting a hearing by invalidating their signatures. As a parent organizing to make Promise Academy a reality, I am shocked to see the hurdles that we have had to go through to get this school. I didn't realize how much opposition there would be. At our hearing on May 4, district staff started the meeting by recommending that the board take our school off the agenda, saying we did not have enough parent signatures, even though we turned in over 3 times as many signatures as were required by law. At the hearing, leaders were lined up to speak. However, the board members refused to allow parents to speak in violations of the Brown Act. I stood up and yelled from the back of the room, "We demand to speak on item H!" I was scared and have never done anything like that before. But I could not stay silent as the school board took away my son's chance to have a good school. We simply wanted to share our experience with the board before they voted. Finally, the board members voted to allow us to have our hearing. But they also made sure to call the police in the process. I'm not sure who called the police to come into a school board of organized parents. Luckily, the police left without incidents. Have you ever heard of parents standing up for better schools, but only to have the district call the police on them? Especially in a district with many undocumented parents. That's what happened in this district. I am motivated to see Promise Academy open because I know we need it. We must stand up for this school. I will continue to fight for Promise Academy because our children deserve better schools, and calling the police is not a solution. Thank you all.
Thank you, Julie, and as you heard from her testimony, she's very, very brave. Thank you for what you did that night.
Thank you all. We will now hear from our elected officials. You each have 3 minutes. Feel free to use this time to introduce yourselves and respond to what you have heard so far in our research report and from our parent testimonies. Our timekeeper is in front. She will remind you when your time has expired. So we're going to start with Trustee DeSalvo.
Thank you so much. Wow, I haven't been to one of these planned action meetings in quite a while. There's nothing more inspiring in my worldview than to see parents rising up for their children and trying to change for the better a rigged system of public education. I don't say that lightly. I say that as a former teacher and principal and now trustee. The county board and my colleagues to my left Trustee Green, and Trustee Ma, have voted bravely and courageously not to make good with school districts like San Jose Unified, but to do what's right for children and for the parents of those children. So it's been a privilege to serve on the county board. It's been a privilege to watch parent power that has exerted itself in major ways. So this county, out of 58 counties in California, has the most charter schools approved by a county office of education, many of which have been approved because they've been denied at their home district. This, you're all in my trustee area. My trustee area on the county board is San Jose Unified. Part of San Jose Unified is also Trustee Green's trustee area. So it's alarming for me to think that the trustee area that I live in, that you live in, is not going to allow you, perhaps, to have Promise Academy exist. I hope that next Thursday, that at least 3 of the board members that are colleagues, and I know them all, will be enlightened enough to say, it's time. It's time to move forward. It's time to end the wars. It's time to work on behalf of education justice for all children. Father, is Father still here? Father Suarez? Father Suarez said, we must all work together for the education of our children. That's what we must do. Not to fight, not to war. To invoke Cambodia and the wars in Cambodia in the context of San Jose is so frightening to me. If we work hand in hand, traditional public, charters, county board, parents, students, City of San Jose, si se puede, we could make education justice a reality for all.
Thank you. Next, we will hear from Trustee Green.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me here today to have this conversation, this very important discussion about what our children deserve, and that is the very best schools possible. As Trustee DeSalvo mentioned, I share a small part of San Jose Unified with him, and I represent East San Jose. And I was born and raised in East San Jose. I still live there with my husband and my 9-month-old son. And being a new mom may be the reason I'm barely holding it together right now, but I am very moved and emotional after hearing what you said. So pardon me if I do get emotional, but I'm so sick and tired. I am so sick and tired of the hostility parents feel and the politics that parents face when we are simply demanding what our children have a right to. And that's a right to a quality education. My son's 9 months old, and you better believe that I will do anything and everything possible to make sure that he has a quality education, because my husband and I cannot afford to send him to private school. One of you had the story about private schools. My parents sent me to a private preschool and a private kindergarten here in Alum Rock and a private first grade, until my sister came along and needed to go to school too, and then we couldn't afford it, so neither one of us went to it. We both went to Lindale. But what I could tell you, and she'll attest, and Lindale was a great school, but what I'll tell you is that I did much better in school than she did. Much better. She struggled all through school, and I did okay. And I know that was because I got a strong start in my education, and it killed my parents to not be able to move out of our Alum Rock neighborhood to St. Christopher's neighborhood where I was going to school in first grade. And I'm just so tired of it, to think that you would have to face the police, to think that you would not feel welcome in your own district. I hope that you always feel welcome at the County Office of Ed, and you know that I share those very real fears with you. I think about where I'm going to send my child to school in Alum Rock, and I hope you know that for one trustee, and I'm sure the trustees sitting here and the ones that aren't here, we believe it is absolutely your right to demand a quality education. It is your right to storm the doors of any government agency when they're holding a public meeting. It is your right to speak up. It's your right to advocate on behalf of your child. And I thank you for doing that. And I'll always welcome your participation in our process and your partnership in ensuring to every child a quality education.
Thank you. And finally, we'll hear from Trustee Wong.
Thank you very much again for having me here tonight. My name is Grace Ma, and I'm a trustee for Area 1, which is the north part of the county. That's Palo Alto, Sunnyvale, Mountain View, Los Altos, and Stanford. And so I care very much, though, for the education of all children in the county. Last week, I attended the San Jose Unified School Board meeting on the Perseverance Charter School. I wasn't able to make it for the whole thing, but from what I could see at the end of the meeting, for about an hour that I was there, I could see the frustration and the indignation. Even the trustee at the very end of their vote, which was all no against Perseverance, said that the organizations that came and spoke, including a large number of teachers, were just ugly. That there was just so much acrimony and unprofessionalism that it really, really bothered me. I think that Promise, as long as it has its required charter criteria, meets the criteria, and we'll go into that later with some of these questions, that Promise is just another choice, which I think everyone has a right to. Some of you may not know that I did start a choice program in the Palo Alto School District. I felt it was very important to have just another opportunity for parents to choose another school, just to give them a different kind of opportunity that they didn't have before. And so I worked with and worked against and had struggles with our grassroots organization to create a program that ultimately has now been very well attended and has long wait lists every year. So I believe that choice is very important, whether it's a charter school, whether it's a local district school, but that having choices is critical for all parents and families.
Thank you, Grace Ma. Now we have a panel of parents who will be asking questions to our elected officials. Remember that our guests receive these questions ahead of time, and if it is a yes or no question, if it is a yes or no question, please include a clear yes or no answer. At the end of we will have time at the end.
Okay, the first question. Intro. Our vision is to see Santa Clara County lead the way in closing the achievement gap, starting in downtown San Jose. To that end, we have a few questions for you, and remember to please answer in the time allotted. First question. Will you renew your commitment to making the county a leading voice in closing the achievement gap in this community? If so, how will you use your leadership to make sure the achievement gap closes in our community? Please take 2 minutes to respond and make sure to include a yes or a no. Let's start with you, Trustee DeSalvo.
Thank you for the question, and my colleagues to my left know that I was a strong proponent of us continuing SJ San Jose 2020, the elimination of the racial achievement gap by 2020. We're not going to get there, right? Look at the data that you have on your agenda. This is criminal. So yes, in answer to your question, I will be a voice. I think my colleagues will be a voice. I think we need to talk about it more. I think we need to talk about the achievement gap, the racial achievement gap, a little bit more concretely than we have in the last 2 or 3 years. It goes back to the time that Board member Leon Beachman was on our board, now on Innovate's board, when we made that a priority. We need to make it a priority again. We are working on early childhood education, which is one of the silver bullets here to really 2 years dosage. We're working on that. Grace is working on that. Darcy was working on that with us. And we are working every week, every month to bring high quality early childhood education before kindergarten, 2 years of it, to every child in Santa Clara County.
Thank you, Trustee DeSalvo. Now let's go to Trustee Ma. Please take 2 minutes to respond and make sure you include a yes or no.
Yes, I will renew my commitment to making the county a leading voice in closing the achievement gap in this community. Absolutely, yes. As Trustee DeSalvo mentioned, I have been working on the Strong Start Coalition. I'm the chair right now for the group of 35 organizations throughout the Santa Clara County and in San Jose with respect to promoting and expanding high-quality early learning opportunities for all children 0 to 8 years old in the county. But on the other end of the spectrum, the county office is also working on making improvements for our older children. So some of you may or may not be aware that we have opened the Opportunity Youth Academy, which is a charter school, a dependent charter school of the county office, and we're open for all of the adults, 18 to 24-year-olds, who have dropped out of high school, who have not finished and gotten their diploma. And we have 4 sites, I think it's 4 sites, throughout the county to encourage these kids who have been disenfranchised and have left the education system to come back and earn their diplomas, earn their credits, make their pathways to either careers or college. We have about 130 kids who have signed up so far, and we're looking for more kids all the time. So we're looking to close the achievement gap for our older children in addition to our younger children. And yes, I'm very committed to making sure we continue that work.
Thank you, Trustee Ma. Now let's go to Trustee Green. Please take 2 minutes and make sure to include a yes or no.
Yes, I will absolutely support. Absolutely. You've already heard a lot of what the county office is doing from my colleagues to my right and my left, and I will absolutely continue to support that work, in addition to ensuring that all petitions that come our way of choice get fair and transparent hearings, to continue to encourage options for parents both inside and outside of the traditional school system, as was mentioned, to continue to support early education to make sure our littlest ones are getting the strongest start possible, and then to support those children who are falling through the achievement gaps and the opportunity gaps at all levels of education. I view the county office as kind of a safety net for our children, and many of the programs that we have that we offer to our community, to our parents, to our students serve as a safety net to catch those children who have fallen through the cracks of the traditional school system. And I'm really proud of the work we do in the county office, and I'm looking forward to continuing to support that work.
Thank you. Now we have Matt with a couple more questions.
Hello, my name is Matthew Aranda. I have a 9-year-old and a 1-year-old. I grew up in the San Jose area and lived in downtown. Lived in downtown for the past 9 years. My experience with San Jose Unified has not been good. My son's school, we had 3 principals in 1 year and lack of support. If you live in downtown right now, the schools are very likely failing you. I'm supporting Promise Academy because I want a better education for my children and all the kids in our community. So here's my first question. Please take up to 1 minute and include a yes or no answer. Let's start with Trustee Green. If Promise Academy does come to you with an on-a appeal, will you commit to ensure that that the petition gets a fair and transparent review in the process?
Yes.
Thank you.
If I can add, as long as I'm on the County Board of Ed, I will always give every petition that comes forward to the county office a fair and transparent process. And I would ask that staff give our petitions and our petitioners a fair and transparent process. And along with my colleagues here, if you've watched any of our board meetings, we will encourage our colleagues to make sure that all petitions that come forward get fair and transparent process.
Thank you. Now let's hear from you, Trustee DeSalvo.
Yes. And as my distinguished colleague to my left talked about, fair and transparent process. I think if you've watched us, she said, right? Because we live stream every one of our meetings for the last over 2 years. You can watch our transparent process. How come San Jose Unified doesn't allow you to do that? Shouldn't they?
Yes. Now to you, Trustee Hall.
If Promise Academy petition comes to us on appeal, I will commit to ensuring this petition gets a fair and transparent review process. Yes. We have an excellent staff in our charter school department. We have recently been able to fully staff the program, the department, so that we can fairly, transparently, thoroughly review all petitions. And their staff recommendations and research into every petition has always been exceptional. And so we don't always agree with the recommendation, but we always read through it, and we really appreciate all the work that they put in to reviewing these excellent petitions.
This year, San Jose Unified has worked hard to slow down any new charter school petition from going to vote. First of all, the district does not even have a written policy to share with the public on how they verify the signatures. Secondly, our parent leaders saw the firsthand that the calls the district has been making to verify support are flawed and unfair. However, based on this flawed process, the district feels that they can disqualify signatures of parents and teachers in support of charter schools, but not even allowing the charter school a public hearing and a vote in the first place. The district is trying to go around the state law and prevent the school from being able to appeal. Trustee Ma, let's start with you. What do you think about what San Jose Unified is doing, and what are you prepared to do to maintain the power of the County Office of Education to ensure petitioners and petitions get a fair review and have a chance to appeal?
Thank you. I think that the process, as I have read about in the newspaper and that I've heard about from parents, that San Jose Unified used to validate the signatures, both teachers and parents, has been very inconsistent and unprofessional, and that process, as I've heard about it, really needs incredible work. And it's almost inexcusable that the process was used for the validation of these signatures for this petition. I think that what I can do is I've reached out to board members at the San Jose Unified School District. I haven't had a chance to really talk with them because they were in the midst of this. But I do want to talk to them and see what they were thinking, what their process is, why they think their process was even fair and usable. Because I, from what I've heard, feel that it has been horrible.
Thank you. Trustee Green?
Well, as Trustee Ma said, I will commit to reaching out to the board members I have a good relationship with or I know well at San Jose Unified to get a better understanding of what is going on there with this petition. But from the research meeting that I had with parents, it was very clear to me that one of the big issues going on there was the lack of validation of anyone's experience of that public hearing, experience of the process, experience of submitting a petition. And there were some very real and valid concerns that I heard coming from parents. And those concerns need to be addressed, need to be heard, need to be validated, because that's the reality that you experience, and that's your reality of the process. And as elected leaders, it's crucial that we take the time to validate that and to say, yes, that is what you experienced. Now, how can we move forward? Having not spoken with San Jose Unified and not spoken with any of their board members, I'm going to need to speak to them to have a better understanding of their process. But I can absolutely commit to making sure if your petition does come to the county office, that you have a different experience than the one you've had so far.
Thank you. And lastly, Trustee DeSalvo.
Yes, thank you. May I point out an outstanding student of mine at San Jose State this year, one of the best in the class. She's here tonight from Redwood City supporting me. Roxana. I have a meeting tomorrow morning with Trustee Ellenberg at the County Office of Education. So I'm going to try to get there early before the 8:30 meeting and see if we can engage in a conversation, because I have to run out right after the 10 o'clock. Or ask her when we could meet to talk about this before next Thursday's vote. I'm perplexed. It is not. It's why I am is because it is their role as elected officials to work on your behalf. And this is the district that my son went to school. He went to Schallenberg. He went to Hoover Middle School, and not to be treated with fairness and justice for you trying to create a school and found a school that is going to be world class in downtown San Jose, where I grew up on Vine and Ballback. That's where I grew up the first 10 years of my life. Is wrong. It's just wrong, and that needs to change. And I hope it doesn't have to come to us. Even though I think we probably would be good, have your back, I think it's something they should incorporate within their portfolio of schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Julie.
Hello again. Again, I'm Julie Chacum. Like I said in my testimony, I'm a parent leader with Promise Academy. I have one son who is 3.5 years old. He tells me he wants to go to Promise Academy right now so that he can go to the Tech Museum all the time. Even though he's scared of the dinosaur, but he still wants to go there. I want him to go to the Promise Academy because of my experiences with the public schools in the Bay Area. I was so surprised to find out that the 7th grade math here in California was at a lower level than the 4th grade math in my refugee camp in Cambodia, or in Thailand. I felt so held back, and there was no way through school or summer school for me to take math at my level. So I am passionate about my son attending a school that will meet his academic needs. So here's my question for each of you. Let's start with you, Trustee Green. Please take up to 1 minute to respond, and please include a yes or no. If Promise Academy meets all legal requirements for a charter, will you support it?
I won't even need the 1 minute. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Trustee Green. And now let's hear it from Trustee Ma.
If Promise Academy meets all legal requirements for a charter petition, I need to think about it, because there's a number of legal requirements that are subjective. So some of the legal requirements are that the school must be likely to succeed with the founders and the administration. And that's something that we have to think about and be able to understand where all the founders and experience are coming from. The school also needs to be educationally sound, and so we need to make sure that the curriculum is thorough and comprehensive. And the last thing is it has to be fiscally sound. And fiscal soundness is very difficult to judge when you have to have projections for 3 years out. Just having those 3 sections may make it legally, may fulfill legal requirements, but the quality of those sections must be high for us to approve a charter school. So yes, if they do all these things and do it well, I will support it.
Thank you. And let's hear from Trustee DeSalvo.
As I said in my meeting on Tuesday with some of you, it has, in order to be fair and transparent, I need to listen to the voices at the hearing and at the vote. The voices of my colleagues, the voices of staff, the voices of the community. And I will, before making a final decision. But let me say this. I am strongly leaning to support Promise Academy in downtown San Jose.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for your commitments. I want to summarize what we heard tonight. I heard all 3 county school board of trustees committed to making it a priority to close the achievement gap in Santa Clara County. I also heard the trustees committed to giving Promise Academy's charter petition a fair review process. They did agree that the process is inconsistent and unfair currently at the San Jose Unified School District, and they're concerned about the process like this. They all committed to contacting the San Jose Unified School District board members to advocate for us. And I also heard that 3 of 3 will support Promise Academy if it goes to them on appeal and meets all legal requirements. These are all huge wins for us in this community. Let's give our officials another great round of applause for their leadership tonight. Setting a follow-up, detailing what you heard, what we heard you say tonight. Thank you again.
Our elected officials have just did their part, making powerful commitments to us. But now it's our turn to take action. Our number 1 goal here tonight is to close the achievement gap so that our kids, Black, Latino, immigrant kids, are prepared to work in the best jobs Silicon Valley has to offer. We made the case that the only way to do this is by opening world-class schools in our community, and we are close to achieving that with Promise Academy. There are 2 things we need you to do to help us get Promise Academy approved. First, we want to hear why you support Promise Academy. We want to collect your message so that we can share them with the school boards who are not here tonight. So can I have everybody please stand up and take out your phones? Everybody, phones out, please. Hold them up so I can see them. Is that everybody? Okay, thank you. Okay, so you will probably need to connect to the Roosevelt Center Wi-Fi for this. So if you can, please connect to the Wi-Fi network called Wickedly Fast. Okay, you don't need a password. Is everybody connected to Wickedly Fast Wi-Fi network yet? Who is not connected? Okay, we'll send somebody over to help you if you need help. Now send a text message to 37351 with the word promise or promesa. You can please text the message to 37351 373351. With the word promise or promesa. 37351. Does anybody need help? Raise your hand and somebody will be over to help you. Okay. Once you send the text message, we want to hear why you support Promise Academy. So once you send the text message, you will get a response message with a link to a website. Did everybody get the link? Yes? I can't hear you. Okay. On that page, put in your name and answer the question. Why do you want to see Promise Academy open in downtown San Jose? Shall we keep moving forward? Okay, click send. Once you got your message. Okay, your responses will help explain to the school board members and all of the community why the school is so important. Did everybody send the message? I can't hear you. Okay, thank you. Every voice counts. Okay, so finally, the most important thing you can do to help get Promise Academy passed is to join us next week. 1 week from tonight at the San Jose Unified Board meeting for our vote. We need everyone in this room to come to the board meeting next Thursday, June 1st at 6 o'clock. To show your support to open the school, we need you to bring your family and friends as well. The meeting will be at the San Jose Unified School District at 855 Lenzen Avenue. You should have received a flyer on your chair with more details. So what day will I see you all for the vote? At what time? And where is it? And where? Okay, thank you. We're counting on seeing you next Thursday.
Again, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We look forward to seeing everyone at Promise Academy vote in 1 week. That's next Thursday, 6 p.m. at 855 Lenzen. Thank you so much. If anybody would like more information on Promise Academy, we have the table right there in the back. We have t-shirts, pins, bumper stickers, and more information. Thank you.
I'm gonna press stop. Sean?
Yeah, go ahead and press stop.